Hi, Jake. Neither of us are centered in our frames for the start of the
I
show.
know.
It's great.
Gotta move in the right spot here.
What's up? You're still dancing. This music's not going.
Well,
Tone it down, Jake. We're stealing spaceships today, baby.
You think the music stopped, but what was really happening is that I had the actual YouTube video up in a browser tab, and I was hearing that play back to me 1 second
Good.
after. So
Healthy way to stream on the internet. Yes.
that's how I do it. Listen, I'm getting lots of Starlink down right now.
I was gonna say notoriously stable bandwidth. You yourself, who didn't cancel a whole show 2 weeks ago, but
The down speed works pretty good most of the time, but I'm looking out there. There's a little bit of clouds. I had some thunder earlier. It was freaking my dog out, but it seems to be okay now. So we'll see.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Starlink boys have solved a lot of problems. Thunder, not one of them. So
Well, let them know. What do you got? Mead today? You got another? You uncork something else?
I did. I
Oh,
bottled
by the way,
something
no.
else.
First, no. Back up. Follow up. How did last week go? What was Friday like for you after that mead?
It was fine. I felt fine. But it was not salvageable. So that bottle went down the drain because it was just really bad. But I got 3 more of them. This will be the new tradition. I'll open up one every year in August and
Pour it out for your homies.
And then pour it out. Yeah. We'll see if age solves it,
Sure.
But yeah, I bottled another one. This is the last one. I had a little bit left over of the wine bottle, so I went into just in a beer bottle. But this is just a traditional. It's like this plain mead. It's like honey. That's what's in it: honey and water and yeast, and it's pretty good. I like
There it is.
This is the first one
nice
that I
in the
made.
glass. Show us the glass.
Well, this one it didn't clear actually. So look, that's like very, this one didn't clear as well, and I'm not sure
Is it
why.
supposed to?
Yeah, that's kind of ideal. You want to be able to, you want to be able to read through it is kind of the thing. It's not bad. It's just kind of a presentation thing. But this is the first one that I made in the mead fridge. So I was having issues with temperature because I live in a hot place, and like the yeast temperature range would be like, oh, this is like really great between 12 Celsius and 28 Celsius. That's like the range you want to ferment it at. And I was fermenting it at like 32. So like, it was like the yeast was super stressed out. So I got a fridge.
Sounds like my Project Redwood.
Yeah, a little bit. I got a fridge and I hooked up like my own thermometer to it. So it turns itself on and off and regulates the temperature at about 20.
Oh, okay.
And this is the first one that I made in there. So this is, it's pretty young and it's pretty good.
So do you think that's what you screwed up with the first batch?
I think it's one of the things.
You baked it?
Yeah, basically.
You crock potted your mead?
Yeah, I told you there's like that rocket fuel taste, right? The fusels,
right.
Which is the bad kinds of alcohols. That happens when yeast is stressed out. So yeast will get stressed out when it's too hot or too cold, or they don't have enough nutrients, or there are not enough sugars, or all the different, the pH could be off. All those kind of things can stress it out. So I'm sort of like eliminating variables. I've started giving it nutrients and refrigerating it and blah, blah, blah. So yeah.
Look at you. Professional.
It's all chemistry and science, man. Yeah.
I have acquired from, just the store, but originally Florida. You know this one, Jake.
Yeah.
High Lie, baby.
High Lie.
Love that.
One
day we'll go to High Lie together.
All right. After the boycott.
We'll go see a launch. Yeah, after the boycott's done. So 2030. I'll be there with all of my children, I think. They'll be old enough at that point.
Yeah, after the boycott, when I take Will out for a beer.
Us and the boys, yeah. We're all going to go out for High Lie. Will's bachelor party, we will go to High
Lie.
Yeah. We got a roundup of stories today that are newsy and weird, I would say. They all fit the weird theme. Well, except for one of them, which is, you want to start
a little more meaty.
Yeah, you want to start with the space stations one, because I think it hits on some things that we have been pissed off about, and it maybe is the right moment to talk about it.
Time to do it.
Yeah.
Give us the Cole's notes here.
Previously on commercial space stations, NASA had a grand program sketched out where they got the attached Axiom module and the free-flying space stations, and it's going to be great. There's all these bidders, and we have no money. That was previously on space stations, right? They never requested really legitimate budget for this.
An unfunded mandate. Yeah, that's what we call that.
So they've signed new rules, which they are not going to do by the way, this is via Ars Technica, Eric Berger, the #1 free space news site on the internet these days.
The program of record for
the new blog of record, the fan blog of record. So instead of doing the down select to an actual contracted space station, which was the plan pretty soon, I think, right? Within the next year or something? It was getting close.
Yeah.
Now they're going to just continue with Space Act agreements like they have been doing, where people collaborate with NASA, and they will award 2 or 3 providers who will fly space stations, and the requirements for those have been way loosened. So previously it was like 2 crew forever, just like ongoing basis. Now it is 4 crew for a 1-month increment. So temporary space stations are allowed. Temporary or like short-lived space stations, right? And notably, everyone's saying this points at VAST as being the competitor that was not in the old program. Almost explicitly, the way that they run their space station is how this is written. So you could say, like, picking winners and losers. They're just like, company must be named VAST, and then
we've talked about that before. This is like very much the like write the contract so that you can get around the procurement rules. Yeah.
They're not wrong. That is definitely like written to match VAST. So it does very much get away from the ISS style of like permanently crewed stations, and then loosens up. Oh, also the current NASA administrator, Sean Duffy, is saying there's up to a $4 billion shortfall in the budget that NASA was expected to receive over the preceding years. And this was going to cost $2.1 billion over the next 5 years for the new space stations. So we ain't got any money, so we're going to do this other version. Give me your assessment of this.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fine. Like, the thing with this program is that like I had 0 expectations for it because they were doing literally nothing with it. So like, sure, change it. Yeah, let's do it. Literally any idea could be better. So
yeah. Okay, so yeah,
and I think acknowledging the budget difference is probably smart at this point, even though it's not in law yet. But like something's happening, you know. So
yeah,
I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's changing. That's for sure. So
I feel like you could probably roll out my entire take on this, but I'll spare you that effort. I think this is going to be covered like Sean Duffy is wearing the hot dog suit when someone find who's responsible for this, right? Like,
we're all just trying to find the guy who did this.
Like, this will be talked about in the way that like the Trump administration is wearing that hot dog suit, saying that, and yet, like, to your point, like it isn't just like now there's no budget for this program. There never has been. No one was serious about ever having the budget for this. So this is the administration that's willing to sign the paper.
Biden left this program stranded in space. Let's just put it that way.
Dude, like NASA generally, and this is true for this commercial space stations thing. This is true for Mars sample return, which you can speak to more. There are several programs over the last 5 or 10 years that NASA, the administration, or the combination of both of them have completely either fumbled entirely like Mars sample return, were strategically bad at managing like commercial space stations, and now are left in the state where you can't even figure out how to enact the program because you weren't serious about it for the last couple years. Like, if you wanted commercial space stations to exist and your #1 partner on the ISS invades a sovereign country and everybody gets mad at them and everybody cuts them out of the global market and your space station's falling apart from their side on, and you don't immediately go to Congress and say, we need all the money because we need a space station, then you were never serious about a space station. This has been my gripe for years. And then now it's like, oh, but the Trump administration canceled. And it's like, no, you weren't serious about it. You didn't go actually do a program. You just talked about it and said, like, I don't know, $20 million will do it this year, right? And
is there anyone actually? Is there anyone actually making that take though? Like, oh, Trump's canceling the commercial LEO destinations program, that bastard. Like, is anyone actually making that take? I don't know. No one in the know is making that take, right? So
My point is, this will easily get lumped in with the rest of the NASA budget stuff. Like,
yeah.
hey, NASA's budget shortfall. Even Sean Duffy himself is doing it. Hey, NASA's not going to have $4 billion over the next couple of years, right? Unsaid because of our budget requests.
That's the hot dog part
So
of this.
even they are saying, like, yeah, we took the money away for this program. And it's like, you may have, but also NASA was never serious about going to get money for this program.
Yeah.
It drives me
Yeah,
nuts.
that's why this one, like, I just can't get hot and bothered about it, because it's just like there was nothing here.
Yeah.
We've been talking about every CLD news piece in the last 2 weeks that we've brought up on the show. It's always been like, well, I don't know why they're not spending a whole pile of money on this, because it seems like the right thing to do, but here we are. Yeah. Here's your $300 million.
A little easier long term, though, right? Like that. This effectively removes, that budget wedge graph that we see every couple of months, where it's like, here's the ISS program, and that will wean out, and then the next thing will balloon up, and that one will like this solves that chart a little bit, right? Now everyone's gonna keep talking about SLS Block 1B and Gateway and all that,
which is what they should be talking about.
Well, and then I guess I should click also around the paper of record Ars Technica and find the story about the when was this? Somebody the House was like, hey, what would you do if you didn't use the exploration upper stage?
That's a big deal.
This one. You love the Block 1B, Jake. You love
Do
Gateway.
I love it?
Yeah. You want Gateway to exist.
EUS is like the biggest boondoggle in SLS's history. That's like,
I love when you say the word boondoggle. That's my favorite. Yeah.
Boondoggle. That's right. I use it, right? Isn't that the right word?
I know you did. I just you use it so rarely that when it comes out, I'm like, oh man, he's on boondoggle territory, because that's the closest you get to like going John Stossel on us.
I'm too even tempered. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I gotta let it go sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, because boondoggle is not a word you use when you have a like middle of the road
measured take.
Yeah.
There are some financial opportunities with the US program.
Yeah. Yeah, this is another one though that I'm like, probably good that someone's writing a letter and saying, what would you do if you did a different upper stage on top?
Yep.
I
mean, you could be pessimistic about it and say someone's doing the setup for like, there are no other good options, right? This is all we have.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a great point though, because I feel like that's how
we looked into it, and it's a disaster. Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that
the commercial market is not ready?
Yeah. Charlie Bolden, they rolled him out again for this.
SLS is real. EUS is real.
Yeah, large diameter upper stages. The commercial.
It's on the launch pad.
So good. Wait, but wasn't the we looked into it take where when Bridenstine said we're gonna look into flying Orion on commercial rockets, and then got like smacked down behind closed doors? He came back and said, actually, we did look into it, and actually the SLS is the best thing to launch it. So that is his
I don't want to die on this hill part of his administration. Yeah.
Well, don't overuse that metaphor.
Yeah, I guess.
EUS is real. I don't know if we're getting better than that on that take, Jake.
EUS is real.
Yeah.
Every time I see, the problem with that program is just like, you're like, okay, what's your take on EUS? And you're like, well, it's like pretty expensive. And then you remember that it has a dependency on the launch tower, which is also really, really expensive. And then like it all has, and then like that's all like a dependency of the gateway thing. And you're like, oh shit, all of this is wrapped up in a completely isolated, like triple boondoggle. Triple boondoggle,
wow.
And you're like,
okay, but wait, hold on.
This is a cancerous tumor that we need to cut right out of the program.
Hold on. If you had to, this is a would you rather, Jake. One of them can survive the Gateway program or EUS.
Gateway.
Wow.
Easy.
Why?
Wouldn't you? Well,
I'm taking EUS.
You want the giant expensive stage that whose only job is to put Gateway into orbit and not have Gateway, or do you want Gateway, which could be delivered by some other provider and do something of some value greater than zero?
Okay, here's this is going to be a great. This is one of our. This is goodbye Caesar versus Dragonfly. The new thing is EUS versus Gateway. I'll be an EUS stan in this one. Gateway locks you in to a weird, like you have to then manage a space station. Having EUS is, it doesn't like having or not having EUS does not drastically change the flight rate of SLS. That seems like that's going to be pretty much
Doesn't
what
change
it is.
at all.
Yeah.
Probably makes it worse.
Probably a little bit worse, but it doesn't make it a lot better. It doesn't really make it a lot worse.
I mean, there's no other option yet, right? Like you can't make the interim one anymore. So
that's what I'm saying. Straight up shootout, EUS or Gateway. What I'm saying is, Gateway locks you into having Gateway and maintaining it and flying stuff there, and there is more future sunk cost in the Gateway than EUS, which is tied up with SLS in a way that, like, every once in a while when SLS launches, it's like 10 extra tons. I could figure out what to do with that. Versus Gateway that's locking you into lunar orbit. I'm saying I'm going all in on lunar surface. I don't want any parts of lunar orbit. I want to go straight to the surface. So having EUS, if I have to have EUS for Gateway to go away, I'm game.
No, man. Do the math. What does EUS cost? Yeah, what does EUS cost? Like if we want to have EUS and you got to buy the damn tower too.
A couple bill, yeah.
Per year?
I don't know. I hope not. We're buying the tower once, right? It's a subscription.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so all that money.
ML as a MLAS. I'm buying the service extended warranty.
It's like,
what am I getting?
I mean, yes, it's a cost plus program. Like, yeah, absolutely. You are. I don't care how they frame it. You are paying a annual subscription to the SLS program. I hope you know that.
Okay. Yeah.
So you've got all this money you're going to tie up in US to get an extra 10 tons of lift every year.
Whatever it is, it might be more. Like, I'm talking co-manifested payload, right? I know it's like a billion tons of lift for SLS. Then.
So I don't know if you've looked up the price of a Falcon 9 recently, but I can get you that 10 tons somewhere else way cheaper. Okay. So if that's what you're after, let's get it a different way. At least, like, if we have to pay
you're
a tax.
You're misunderstanding
if you have to pay
me,
a tax and buy either a Gateway with all the obligations that come with that of maintaining some shitty space station and some shitty orbit versus the tax of having an upper stage that delivers 10 tons to lunar orbit every year. Dude, like, I'll take the space station any day. At least I'll get a picture of an astronaut drinking a cappuccino out of a weird thing with the moon in the background. Man, let's do it. That's my rant. All right. That's my.
How much does the ISS cost per year?
3
billion ops plus $1 billion of transportation, right? 4 billion.
Yep.
Do you think a lunar space station is more or less than a low Earth orbit space station?
Well, they're going to operate it like for 3 weeks a year, so.
Yeah, true.
And the SLS has got a launch anyway, so.
It's the space vacation home. It's not like a real thing that you're living in
every
day.
And the transportation costs of Gateway are the SLS costs. So, like, you're paying that in either one of these scenarios.
No. This is my game, Jake.
You can't.
Okay?
You can't do it in isolation.
This is my game. No, it's my game. Let me have my rules.
No, you're out. You've lost. Now you're trying to move the goalpost.
I just hate Gateway this much. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know there's people that listen that work on it and stuff.
Well, I think what we're arriving to is that the correct answer is neither.
Neither is right. Yeah, but I don't know which one. Yeah, is this like people in Congress trying to figure out? Okay, well, we tried canceling Gateway and that didn't work. What if we try canceling EUS? Will that make the House of Cards fall?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just like I mean, Congress. My take on Congress right now is that they're all just trying to stay under the radar and get their job done while, like, the shrapnel's flying. And I think if there's anything that's like a stalling tactic or like a study or like just defer the thing to next year, like, you're just trying to get to the end of the day. I think if you're Congress right now, and like midterms are coming up, it's like, I just got to get to that damn election and we'll figure out the rest from there. So anything you can throw out there as like misdirection or a talking point or whatever without making an actual decision. No one wants to make a decision right now, right? Because it's like fraught. So
you
don't want the freaking eye of Sauron from 1600 Pennsylvania looking at you. And
although a resounding rejection of the budget request was interesting, like
Yeah.
Almost none of that. You got a little bit of wiggle room here and there, but like the Senate was like, nah, the Biden budget was good, and then the House was like, the Biden budget, but like let's shift $1 billion of science over to humans.
The Biden budget. My favorite political story of the last 2 years is the Biden budget.
It lives, man. Yeah. Yeah. Just zombified. But that is interesting that they there were less. I figured Congress would reject many of the big headline things there, that there wasn't the political support to go along with some of those things. But I figured a couple would be embraced, and really it was just like, nah, we're gonna do pretty much full funding. It's interesting.
Yeah.
A little turning of the guard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might. Here's the thing with, I mean, we were going to have a no Trump show, but here we are.
No, I know. We were, and then here we are. You said
the budget
boondoggle,
request.
and we went off.
you were like, here's the thing with this administration, like, is the budget request may have done its job, which was just like shake the shit out of everything and make everybody panic and freak out and that'd be chaos, right? That might have been its only job for all we know. So
yeah, I mean, if some of it gets through, then they were into it. It's the flood the zone with shit thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, now it's a shootout between, we want to get this thing passed before the deadline, but also we're taking that August recess nonetheless. So now it's a shootout on what can they do in the early and mid September to actually do this. Good news is Labor Day is a little early this year here in the U.S. It's a little early on the schedule. It's the very first couple days of September, so a little bit more time before the October deadline than we would usually have.
Mm-hmm. Not going to matter.
Not even one bit. So, yeah. Anyway.
What else is
do you want to talk about Dreamchaser or do you want to talk about our spaceship acquisitions? Let's do Dreamchaser.
We should do a small take on Dreamchaser.
Okay.
Because
Paper of record, Ars Technica, pulling that article up again.
Paper of record.
We're doing exclusively Ars Technica content for the next several weeks.
This is really funny though, because I was mentioning this in the pre-show about how like I'm so jaded on dates now that I just put things out of my mind and then I forget about them. And like literally like 4 days ago, I was like, hey, yeah, Dreamchaser. That's like a thing that someone said was going to exist at some point. I'm like, when was that supposed to launch? 2017? Like, I think I should look into that. And then like this thing popped up in my newsfeed. And I'm like, I swear to God, Eric Berger is like got a chip in my head and he's listening to what I'm thinking about. Because I was just thinking like, what the hell is going on with Dreamchaser?
Can we do it? Did you look up when Dreamchaser was supposed to launch originally?
No, I didn't.
Okay, don't. I want to play a game with you because we didn't. Neither of us did. Can we do like a closest to game on who can guess the original launch date?
The original launch date. We're talking about the cargo one.
Let's put some bounds on it. Yeah, let's do. That's too unconstrained. Original cargo launch date under CRS 2 or whatever they're a member of.
Well, when did they even get that contract? Jesus.
It was CRS 2. So we've made it through Orbital Sciences era Cygnus. We made it through Original Dragon. And they were contracted. Well, I'm giving you the game. So we got it both independently. We should have whiteboards where we can do like write your date down and then show it.
Yeah. I'm going to
say
here.
Original launch date for cargo was supposed to be I'm gonna pick like.
Should we do like an over under?
Yeah, sure. Because I think the one I have is a. Oh no, because that makes me change my strategy a little bit. No, just pick and we'll figure out who's closest to it. I'm gonna say October 2018.
Yeah, you're not far off from where I was gonna say 2019 somewhere.
Okay, pick a month.
June 19.
June 2019. All right. How do I find this date? Is the question.
You go to the history section.
Here we go. SNC completes the first Dreamchaser cargo service milestone. Space News press release, July 2016. Let's read. Is this a fair enough assessment? Probably, right?
Yeah.
Dreamchaser will provide a minimum of 6 cargo delivery services to and from the ISS between 2019 and 2024. Nice. I think you probably won that. How do we find out? Anyone in the chat get it?
January 16 was the award.
There we go.
And
2016, okay.
Let's see. Okay, here's the NASA News article on it. Yeah, 2019 through 2024. That's what it says.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to give you the win on that.
All right.
I mean,
it says beginning late 2019. That's what it says.
Okay, there we go. You win. So that was supposed to launch when we were at IAC DC.
Yeah.
God, that's so long ago. Jeez.
Right? This is what I was saying is like these things sneak up on me. I was like, I put these things at the back of my mind because I know the dates aren't sticky. And then they either sneak up on me like, oh shit, this is going to happen this week. Or I'm like, hey, whatever happened to. And Dreamchaser was the whatever happened to story.
And now so what Eric has on this one is that it may not berth with the ISS on the first mission. They might just do like a buzz the tower.
Jeez.
Do you take this as nerves over Dreamchaser, nerves over Starliner, like Starliner effect of this? Or
I think a mix of Starliner nerves and also not trying to add the very limited berthing schedule to your short pull, because that was kind of tricky for Starliner, wasn't it? It was like, when are they going to have a spot? And it was like it just kept moving around. And
that's a good point. Oh, that's a
maybe
good
your
point.
Dreamchaser, your Sierra, and you're going, man, I don't want to work around that. I'm just going to fly around there whenever I get there. I got to get this mission off.
That's a great point, man. It unhooks you from the port scheduling, and honestly, berthing, right? Like, they just have to get close to the ISS. They have to get within a Canadarm2 range.
Is it? Does it berth? I thought it was still docking.
Yeah, it's berthing. No, it's berthing.
That throws my thing into question, though.
Right? Wasn't it?
What else berths? Like, don't they have kind of free
captured and
range to that one? Nothing berths anymore.
Nothing anymore,
that schedule's probably wide open, right?
Wait, no. Does Cygnus still berth?
Yeah, but
Cygnus berths, but it has the small thing, and also isn't flying.
I was gonna say, like,
got hit by a truck or whatever.
Oh, no, I'm constrained by the Cygnus schedule. Like, constrained by the schedule of the thing whose rocket is somewhere in Ukraine. Like, I don't
my
know.
gosh. They're flying elsewhere right now.
Yeah. So,
I think it just is. I'm actually I'm coming around on this one, just because it's berthing. They just got to fly close enough to the ISS that if they do a flight and it flies just close to the ISS, then sure, whatever. Although it's gonna be super embarrassing the first time they go to berth and like they screwed something up with the adapters.
Yeah,
that'll be embarrassing.
I don't know. I don't understand Sierra Space. I'll say it. I understand Blue Origin better than I understand Sierra Space. That's like that's like a common take. It's just like, what is Blue Origin doesn't seem to do anything. They just like have all this money and they build all these facilities and they never fly. I like we hear that all the time. And I'm like, I don't know. Have you looked at Sierra? Because like they just get contracts and they're always like restructuring themselves. I'm like, what do they even do? I don't know. Like, what are they just working on the spaceship in perpetuity? I don't get it. Like, what?
Yeah. They signed a lot of memorandum of understandings on potentially flying later.
And I think they have a lot other business lines that I just like have zero concept of. Like, do they do components and stuff? I feel like maybe they've got like a bunch of little.
Sierra Space itself must do it. You're talking just the space side, or?
Sure, yeah.
Because Sierra Nevada has like a whole bunch of Department of Defense things.
Department of Defense, yeah, the Department of Defense. Yeah, I don't get it. I'll say it. Explain to me in the chat, what is Sierra Space?
What? Pretty disappointing company overall, I would say, in the space world. You're right about that. Also, they did that one free flying test flight where the wheel didn't come down.
Yeah, when it crashed.
Yeah, and they never really posted photos of that.
And I feel like here's the thing about that is I feel like they did like a whole bunch of those drop tests. Like, it was like in rapid succession. It was like, and I was like, cool activity, and then it just like went away, and
Yeah,
then
for
nothing
years.
followed it. Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Dreamchaser was cooler when it was launching outside of a fairing and it had like a vibe to it. That had a vibe.
When it was launching like my Kerbal Space Program vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've told
Had to
you
put
about
a
that
couple
one, right?
extra fins somewhere, and yeah. No, well, I mean, yes, probably, but like, which one are you talking about?
No, I made this awesome thing in Kerbal Space Program once. It was a similar like space plane size, like you could fit on a top of fairing, angled up like that. But I was like, this thing needs an abort system. I'm like, this is my space program, and my Kerbals are going to be safe from anomalies, right? And so I was like, okay, how do you do this? Like, you can't just like do a normal thing with this. You got to take the whole ship's got to get off. It's got to like decouple somehow, but you can't just decouple it because it would like hit the rocket or whatever. So I stuck 4 of those like little solid rocket boosters
Sepratron?
underneath it. No,
Yeah.
like the little
Oh.
the smallest first stage solid rockets. 4
Oh,
of these
wow.
puppies. Right? It's like a secret
4 is a
third
lot.
stage in there. The 4 was necessary though. I mean, 1 would have been sufficient to thrust it away, but the 4 was necessary because I found out that when you put 1 and it separates, the wings activate on the spaceship and it like peels back, right? Because it's like the lift hits it and it just like, and it was 1,000 G's and it was like really bad. The whole thing would come apart. So I put 4 and then I angled them in like a corkscrew formation so that when it separated, it would spiral off and stay straight. It was the most fun thing to watch because you'd hit the abort button and be like,
There's no way anyone would survive that.
no, it was 1,000 G's just rotationally instead of back, but it was still fun to watch. So.
Yeah, at least you didn't get blown apart, but you did die.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Kerbal, man. I got to dust that off. I might dust that off this weekend.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it a lot.
Will's getting
I
into
keep
the
coming
range
back
where
to it.
like he's played it a couple times, just like noodling on stuff. But it's not old enough to like get it yet. But I feel like we're about there. So I'm pumped. I'm entering like Minecraft and Kerbal territory, and with his age, I'm like, this is gonna be so dangerous.
Get him into Factorio, and then it's game over.
Listen, I'm keeping my distance. So
do it.
All right,
still
Jake,
recovering.
We gotta round us out here. This is gonna take some time. This topic. So
this is such a weird story.
Yeah. Get right. You do the previously on for this one.
Okay, so Ted Cruz squeezes a thing into the big beautiful bill. Look at that picture. Scroll up.
Yeah, I was
to
just
the picture.
gonna say the blurred
Jesus.
discovery. It's so good.
God,
Tard.
Right. Cruz squeezes a thing into the bill that says we are gonna NASA shall move one. What do they call it? One space vehicle from somewhere to Houston, right? And it was like interpreted as get Discovery out of Udvar-Hazy and put it in Houston somewhere. But then it was like, it wasn't specified which one it actually was. And then now this thing comes out and what Duffy says, yeah, we're going to bring
decision.
an orbiter.
The acting administrator has made an identification. We have no further public comment at this time.
It won't say which one it is. Yeah. And if the bill only says space vehicle, like I really is it going to be like yeah,
space
we're
vehicle
bringing
had to
we're
have
bringing
flown
Friendship
people.
7 from.
It was like, what if it's just Starliner? What were the specifications? It was a space vehicle that's flown in space and carried people. That's the trio.
It's Starliner. I'm on that.
Starliner.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite way this story can end is if they get
Congratulations,
Starliner.
Space Center Houston. You're getting it back.
Oh man, that's really funny.
And so the complicator is that there's 3 flown in space shuttles left.
Yeah.
So one of them has been fully transferred to the California Science Center. That's Endeavour. One of them has been fully transferred to the Smithsonian. That's Discovery. And one of them NASA still owns, which is Atlantis in KSC. All Discovery's displayed pretty normally. Atlantis is a spectacular display
Number
The
one
new California Science
display.
Center one is but you know about the Endeavor one that they're building, right?
Yeah, but it's not there yet.
I know that one's gonna be awesome.
I'll reevaluate it when the boycott ends and I go back to California to check it out. I'll make a new evaluation. But until that time, Atlantis is the reigning.
Good.
Champion.
That's a good shootout of which is going to be done first, your boycott or the construction in LA. That is a
good one.
That's a tricky one. Houston has a I forget which one it was. They have a structural test article or something that used to be
Intrepid,
in Florida.
Right? No, Independence.
Intrepid is the aircraft carrier that has Enterprise.
That's the one in New York. Yeah.
Yep. Independence was a
Independence, I think, is the one that's on top of the 747 at
shuttle carrier thing.
NASA, right?
I think so. There's a couple space shuttle Independences. I've been down these Wikipedia rabbit holes. Space
Enterprise
shuttle Independence.
No, Intrepid is one too, isn't it? Isn't Intrepid also?
Intrepid is the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, it is.
So this one is this is the one that was at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center forever, from 93 to 2012, and has now been moved to Space Center Houston. It's sitting on top of the 747.
Yeah.
You can go in it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I guess this was just a replica. I thought there was one that was a structural test article or something. I don't know. Anyway, so they have a space shuttle shaped thing. What?
I keep coming back to Intrepid, but
no, Intrepid is an aircraft carrier. I promise.
I know it's also the aircraft, but it's one of those names where they could be 15 different things.
It could be. Yeah, you're right. So they want a real one. The Texans in the audience will know this goes back to when the space shuttle was originally up for where are we going to put these things, and Space Center Houston had a terrible pitch for what they were going to do with it, and so they did not win.
Yep.
California Science Center got one because the shuttles were built nearby, Palmdale. Smithsonian obviously got one because it's the best. And then Florida beat out Houston is kind of my reading. Or maybe California beat out Houston and Florida was always going to get one. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a sad circumstance of the accidents, right? Because there's like four places in the U.S. that really deserve a shuttle, and there's only 3, right?
Okay, so I was gonna do this for you first. Like, give me your take on where they currently sit and how you feel about their positioning, and also Enterprise. Enterprise is the atmospheric test vehicle that still exists. That's in an aircraft carrier inside a thing on an aircraft carrier in New York City.
Yeah, that one you could argue shouldn't be in New York, but that's probably if you include that as the 4th, and then you're like, what are you doing there? You know. Maybe that one should be at like Marshall or something. I don't know. What
if they take that one? That would be wild because it would actually be right. It's on top of the 747.
It's not been to space though.
Oh, true. It had to go to space. I forgot the criteria.
Yeah. Read the bill, Anthony. Jesus.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, I don't know. I that's tough. Like if you have Florida, California, Houston, and DC, and you only have 3 to pick. Who are the most deserving? I don't know. Maybe DC doesn't deserve it. maybe I'm on board with Cruz here. Take it from the bureaucrats and give it to the engineers, man.
What a take! Holy shit! Amazing.
Look, me and Ted Cruz, we got a lot in common. We both like Mexico.
You don't. So you don't have any of the reverence for the Smithsonian Institution as like a thing.
I mean, the Smithsonian's great, obviously, but I don't know.
Wow.
Houston's also like
awesome.
Like the Johnson Space Center, like that's pretty historical place for human spaceflight, you know.
What if DC was like, trade us your Saturn V and we'll send you the shuttle?
The original copy of the shuttle brand standards can be in DC. How about that?
Yeah, it probably is, yeah. It's probably in there somewhere. Is there another place in the country that you might think this shuttle should be? It's not really anywhere else that.
Another place where the shuttle should go from DC?
No, just like, do you feel like another place missed out and they should also write a bill to acquire a shuttle?
Well, I was going to say the only other place I can think of would be like Marshall or Michoud, like one of the part of Marshall, but like somewhere in that kind of facility, right? Because they had to roll in building all that. So
I think I'm less on the bandwagon of it should go to a place related to its creation.
Yeah, the other argument would be like, where are the most people? Because it belongs to
right.
the American taxpayer, right? Yeah, I'm on board with that too. That makes sense to me.
And my other take is that maybe we should embrace this and get into like keep sending the space shuttles around places and just like put them on tour and
touring space shuttles. Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
because you would get people that are like, oh shit, it's in town for a couple of weeks. Like I'll go see it. You know, might.
Anthony, did you listen to Sean Duffy? There's no money.
Right, there's no money. Well, maybe that's why we're doing no space station, so we can do shuttles on tour.
yeah. We can't afford the space station. We got to tour the shuttles around. And they did that with the for Apollo 50, right? They sent the
Apollo 11 made
around.
its way around.
Yeah. That was pretty.
I think
cool.
It was just 11.
But they're a lot smaller, so.
Well, then we're also redoing the Air and Space Museum. It was a good opportunity.
You can put that.
You
can put that on a truck and drive it around.
Yeah,
not so much
shuttle. You're right. Okay, well maybe that's the thing.
I don't even know how they would move it. Like that's a.
Nobody does. That's why none of this is happening. This is some bullshit. It's never happening.
No. So yeah, it's gonna be Friendship 7. I'm calling it.
What a weird thing to do, though. Like that they took up this battle. You know. They have all the moon rocks. They got a Saturn V. How greedy can you get down there, Houston?
In distraction game, man. We're sitting here talking about this. I'm telling you.
Oh man. I think we should do spaceships on tour and we should pick like 6 or 7 facilities in the country that could host large objects. And every 3 to 5 years, we just ship it like, one to the next. And there's like a little bit of a rotation. And we develop some system to travel these things around, get everybody engaged. Seattle area, get me something up in the Pacific Northwest. Museum of Flight, extra hangar.
Yeah.
Bring some stuff in now and then.
They already got an Apollo capsule. They can do it, right?
They do, yeah. Yeah. All right, so
let's
dig into
They got a
Jake.
787 Dreamliner on display as a museum exhibit, so I'm sure they can handle
and a Spruce Goose up there, right?
A Spruce Goose, yeah.
I've never been to that. I got to go.
No, Spruce Goose is not at the Museum of Flight. It's at the weird one in Oregon. Yeah,
the
just
Evergreen
south.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, I got to go to that one.
But Museum of Flight has that big. There's like a Canadian Airlines airliner out front of it, which is like a very. I don't know why that's the headline piece at the front door of the whatever, but it's fine.
Tells you where the audience is from.
Yeah. Me showing up with my membership like a noob.
Yeah. All right, so did you make a list? I made a list of spaceships. If I were going to write a bill, spaceships I would acquire and where I would send it. Did you make a list?
I thought the exercise was spaceships I would acquire for my personal museum.
That's yeah. I mean that works.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I partnered with a museum in my world.
You told me to pick 3. I picked 2, and I'm going to wing the third one.
Okay, let's hear it. You roll yours out.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Apollo 13, just because that's the spicy one. That's
coming
the spicy
from the Cosmosphere.
Yeah.
I think we got Jake. I think we got Knives Out for Kansas on this show. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That one's cool. And I also, because I don't know how much you know about the story, but there is like a significant, or it's maybe not significant, maybe a non-trivial Canadian contribution to the recovery of Apollo 13's mission. There was near the end, right? Because they turned the orbiter around, the capsule and the lunar module, stuck them together, and they rode that home as like the lifeboat, right? But near the end, they had to like separate those things in a way that was safe, so they didn't bump into each other. Get the lunar module away when they powered up the command module, and there was like, I don't know, they couldn't do it in you need like some sort of like propulsion to do that, and they just didn't have any of that. So, some engineers in Montreal contributed to it, and they developed the thing where they like pressurized that little piece between the connections, like juiced up the pressure with air, and then when they separated, the air pushed them apart, and it was sufficient force to separate the vehicle safely. So I feel like
that contribution, you're stealing it.
I think. Well, I mean, among the other things, also just the narrative, power of Apollo 13. But,
okay, cool.
So that's my number 1.
Like it, love it. And this is your personal collection. You're taking this, bringing this to the guest house.
Yeah, to the land I'm buying just back here. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Number 2 is Atlantis, the sexiest orbiter.
Oh, okay. Tell me more. I'm more of a Discovery guy. I'm more of a Ted Cruz on this one.
Discovery's like the Hufflepuff of orbiters. It's like they just, Discovery got the job done. Discovery did a lot of work. They hustled. It's like there's no complication with Discovery, which is great. Love Discovery. Atlantis, though, it's like the last one. They got the weight down. She's real slick and lean. She's sexy.
You like a refined.
She got to do the cool stuff. Like she got to flirt with the Russians and do the mirror stuff. And like, wow. I just love Atlantis. She's good.
Cool. All right. You would keep it displayed exactly as is now, right?
Yeah, something similar to that.
Great display.
Can't improve on perfection, right? So,
yeah. There's a question in the chat of if you're assigning this, which space shuttle is Slytherin?
Definitely Atlantis is Slytherin for sure.
Also Slytherin? Okay, got it. Wait. Yeah, Discovery's Hufflepuff, Atlantis is Slytherin, and okay. Can you continue this?
Ooh, okay. Endeavor is.
That's probably Gryffindor.
Gryffindor, yeah, I think it's Gryffindor. Built the space station, so it's like got the good. I think so. Yeah.
It's got a Gryffindor vibe.
Yeah.
I
don't know which one would be Ravenclaw though.
Enterprise.
I guess. I was gonna say Columbia because of the teacher in space thing.
It's on the nose.
Ravenclaw.
I was gonna say Enterprise because everyone kind of was like, forgot about that one. Yeah.
This metaphor's gone too far.
What else you got? Oh, so you're third. You're winging your third. All right.
Third.
So let's think about your collection. You've got an Apollo. You've got a shuttle. You go in something modern. You want to do a little modern acquisition?
I was thinking either modern or I was thinking international. I don't know.
Okay. Let's do international. I think international fits you.
Yeah, like I think I need a Salyut station. I think I need one of those. I guess it hasn't been to space, right? I guess, but they have a couple.
This is in your bill. You could do a unflown thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking.
You know what you should do? You should get one of the lifting bodies. There's real weird Russian lifting bodies. That is what Dreamchaser is based on.
Oh yeah, the like spiral ones. Yeah.
No, what's it called? It was
it was a MiG, but it was also a spiral. I think it was called.
Was it
spiral spaceship or whatever it was? Yeah, it's a MiG.
The MiG 105.
MiG 105.
Yeah, dude, you should get this
program.
thing.
Yeah.
You gotta get that.
That's up there. That's up there for sure.
Yeah, they would let that into Mexico for sure. They'd be like, yeah.
Doesn't it look Mexican?
Yeah, it's good, man. That's a good one.
So that is possible. Didn't they have? I feel like I don't know. I bet you somewhere in Russia there are some stuff. Like the Buran orbiter is like possibly on my list too. Like that would be a pretty wild one to have.
I didn't even think about the Buran, and even save the ones from the broken building.
Yeah. But I know there's at least one like Salyut 7 style, like those TKS or whatever. No, FGB. What is it? The functional cargo block.
That's the Zarya module. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like an old Salyut one. There's got to be a test article or an unflown one or something. I think that would be pretty cool.
You have to promise though, if you get one of those, that you restore it so that it's Nauka, and then you put one of the T-shirts inside.
Yeah.
That's a good one. An actual recreation.
There's like somewhere out there is also a prototype of the Soviet lunar lander, that like single man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that exists.
All right, let's try to find one.
Obviously it's not like a production grade. They never got that far, but it was like some
the
prototype.
LK3 test unit. This guy?
That's the one. Yeah, look at
it. Science Museum in London? I went there. I guess
Brits, man, they got shit from everywhere.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing. You go to the British Museum, you're like, man, that's a lot of stuff you stole from everywhere else. Yeah. Didn't bring any flavorings for their food home. They just brought people and things.
They just stole rocks and people, and they were like, food.
Uninterested in flavoring.
No thanks.
Even from Ireland, just go right across. They use a lot of spices and good butter and stuff. But well. Okay, I approve of your collection. This is pretty good, man. That's real good. It's a good collection.
Now you got to yours.
Where do you think I went with this?
You went into Apollo 12 because of Pete Conrad.
All right. Well, hold on. Pump the brakes. Let's talk this through. But you're on the beat. You're on the beat of this. Okay. This is the Pete Conrad reclamation project that I'm embarked on. Okay.
Did he do a Gemini too? He did, right? So
He did. He has 4 space flights.
Oh, gee,
Okay.
yeah. I knew I'm onto something. You had that number really fast.
Yeah. I got the whole list right here. I got Apollo 12. We had Skylab 2. We had Gemini 5, Gemini 11.
Yeah, you definitely have a Skylab something in your
I'm gonna make you guess
for
the
sure.
last thing that's thematic but not Conrad based. So okay, let's look at. I'm thinking we need a Gemini, we need an Apollo, and these are all going to the Franklin Institute in downtown Philadelphia. They have for some reason, we have a structural test article of the lunar module in the park behind the museum. Not sure why we have that, nor why it's just in the park, nor why you can sort of climb on it. Not that I ever have, but you can sort of go up the ladder.
Sort of climb on it.
Yeah. All right, so Apollo 12 versus Skylab 2. Here's my. You can help me figure out, Jake. I'm feeling very Ted Cruz and John Cornyn about this. I want to do like retribution on these places for having these artifacts. Because I don't think any of them. There's one place that deserves the thing that it has, and otherwise these 4, I don't think should be. So Apollo 12 is in the Virginia Air and Space Center in Hampton, Virginia, which is the Langley Visitor Center. Skylab 2 is in the National Museum of Naval Aviation, Pensacola, Florida. So they got a Navy connection with the guys who flew on board. I'm like, all right, you could keep Skylab 2. I'm taking Apollo 12 because Langley, you don't need an Apollo capsule at Langley. You're admittedly only 40 minutes farther from DC than I am right now, but it's farther. You could just drive to DC. Like
Langley needs like
close.
they need Mercury stuff. They need Mercury stuff at Langley.
Or just drive to DC. What are you doing down there anyway? Go to Norfolk. Do some naval shit. I don't know. You don't need another Apollo capsule. And also, there's no Apollo capsule close to New York other than Apollo 11 in DC. So bringing Apollo 12 home to Philadelphia gets you closer to the majority of people that come to the U.S. So I think home,
obviously,
to Philadelphia. Yes. Yeah. So I think the Virginia Air and Space Center should transfer that right on up. It's Smithsonian, so I think they could probably send it our way. All right, here's the one, Jake. Gemini 11 is at the California Science Center, which I think is a absolutely spectacular museum that deserves everything in its collection. Shout out for I think it's got a nice little aquarium section too, if I remember correctly, with like a little kelp forest. It was really great. Well done. Great museum. It's got the shuttle. Love the Gemini 11. So what I'm doing is I'm taking Gemini 5, which is out of the Space Center Houston. So if you're taking the shuttle from us up here, I'm taking Gemini 5 back, bringing it to Franklin Institute. Okay? Now, Jake, this is a little trivia.
Typical move from a coastal elite like you.
Yeah. Give me that. Can you... So I've got an Apollo. I've got a Gemini. Can you thematically complete my Philadelphia collection of the space race era for the Franklin Institute?
Got a Apollo, Gemini. Oh, I don't know the.
See if the chat gets it better than you do.
I don't know the like home cities of enough.
You're gonna hate
astronauts.
You're gonna hate yourself that you didn't think of this. Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, not just Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia. Liberty Bell 7 or whatever.
You did it. Liberty Bell 7. Yes, we need that. Knives Out for Kansas. The Cosmosphere has that. They restored it. They helped recover it. Whatever.
Let's get them.
Come on, baby. They're never going to let us come to that museum for our meetup that we have long planned after the boycott.
Alternatively, Cosmosphere, if you are upset by what we said, you can make things right by an all-expenses paid trip for us to do in a podcast that year.
Come convince us to not steal your spaceships.
In 2029, we will come and we will reverse our position and do a podcast in your museum. Give us a call.
Honestly, though, that's a legitimate offer. Yeah. Does Liberty Bell 7 have a crack? It did explode or something, but no, they painted a crack on. There's a painted crack. So. I think that'd be a good collection, though. A Pete Conrad and Liberty Bell 7. Yeah. Great collection.
I love your Pennsylvania collection. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. Only felt right. But I do like the Soviet thing.
We both went very nationalist there.
You gotta in this case, right?
Or,
Yeah.
well, you went nationalist in the American way, which is state nationalist, but it's
To city even. Yeah.
yeah,
Much more local.
yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Number
whatever.
one, Philadelphia.
Yep. Good segment, Jake.
That was a good segment.
We did
it. I love the
We did
history
it.
stuff.
Those Soviet ones are really good though.
There's
I
some
do
good
want to go.
man.
There's that museum in Germany, right, that has a lot of the old Soviet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to that.
You know, like as like a history guy, like always like very sad about places like the Middle East that have a lot of like conflict and stuff, because there's like all this like incredible history just being destroyed by bombs and fires and all that kind of, like Iraq is like,
yeah,
like you weep for Iraq for the loss of history there, and I feel like Russia is that for space fans. You're just like, there's so much stuff. I want to go there and touch every stupid piece of shitty rocket they made and just like, bask in it. And they're like, no, it's either in a factory that is rotting, like or we blew it up in our conflict with Ukraine, or like, if you come here, we will arrest you for war crimes, or like, it's just all the nonsense around that. You're like, there's so much good stuff.
Have we had a status check on Buran after the roof collapsed? Like, do we have anything? Did anyone sneak back in? Remember that one time that guy snuck in and did a video?
Yeah.
We need that guy back.
Best days ever. Yeah. He's probably in jail now. He's in a gulag.
For sure. Although if their relationship with Kazakhstan keeps going down, maybe we'll get these Buran back on the market.
Oh man, wouldn't that be a great?
Give us those OneWeb satellites back, and we'll give you Buran back.
Wouldn't that be a great future though? Like a future where Russia loses a bunch of influence because of their bad misdeeds, and Kazakhstan like shirks free of the last remaining like Soviet overreach, and the Baikonur Cosmodrome becomes like a open place, like a democratically controlled place, and we can just fly there on vacation and go to Baikonur and do the whole tour, drive around in the stupid little like Universal Studios trolley. Like,
You do tours in diamond encrusted Mercedes. Diamond encrusted Mercedes is what you get toured in Baikonur.
You get to ride the bus, and like that's where all
pee
the
on the
cosmonauts peed on the tire. And you actually pee on the tire if you want, and then you go to the Richard Garriott kill zone and watch a rocket launch, and like man, I want to just do all that stuff. Like, what an amazing trip that would be. Star City.
Yeah. One day, maybe, man. That would be really funny if all the urinals were like bus tires, though. If this ever happens, we need to run the visitor center for sure.
Yeah. Dude, we kill it. It would be so good. It would be so good. Give me an unlimited budget, and I will turn Baikonur into the best space museum on the planet. Yeah.
Yeah. So good, man.
Sold.
We did it. We're not sure what's happening next week yet. We have two options, Jake. We do. Yeah. We are working on the Gilmore Space Crew coming on. We're just scheduling. There might be some scoops involved if they're listening. Also, Jake, a segment we set up 3 years ago was we asked people to fill out a Google form for a Family Feud game. We did the Newlyweds game out of that, but we also asked for Family Feud responses. And all that it took was 3 years of LLM development for me to realize I could dump the export of that into an LLM and have it format it for me rather than convincing a human to do it. And I think we're going to be able to do our Family Feud finally. So we're in talks with the host, whoever that may be. We're still trying to get that contract signed. And then Family Feud's happening soon. You feeling confident?
No, because I don't remember what happened 3 years ago. It's like a lifetime ago, man. Back in the dark ages of the Biden administration.
Who knows what everyone's favorite thing was in the shadow of COVID. Yeah.
How many launches will Astra do next year?
Yikes. Man. All right, y'all. Let us know your favorite spaceship that you would acquire and why it's Russian lifting bodies. Lifting rocks. That's it. That's all I got. Bye.
Ciao.